Hello and good afternoon to all of you present here. I'm Ipsita Yadav and I'm a part of the Startup India team. We are here to launch the Rise Up series, Building from Bricks, as a part of the National Startup Awards, wherein we'll hear from the stalwarts across industries, innovations, and domains on key trends and the overall ecosystem. National Startup Awards is a flagship program undertaken by the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade as a part of the Startup India initiative. The call for application for the third edition, NSA 2022, has been opened from 1st February. Today, we have with us Mr. Ritesh Agarwal, founder and group CEO, OYO, a marquee name in the travel and hospitality sector. Mr. Agarwal believes that everyone deserves a hygienic and comfortable accommodation, irrespective of their budget, and founded OYO in India in 2013 to achieve this aim. Today, OYO is a global platform that enables entrepreneurs and small businesses with hotels and homes by providing full stack technology that increases earning and eases operations. Bringing easy to book, affordable, and trusted accommodations to guests around the world, including India, the United States, UK, Europe, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East. We welcome you, Mr. Agarwal.
Thank you. Hello.
So,
Yeah.
we
Hey,
have a
thank
couple
you
of
so much for having me here. Really, it's a great honor for me to come speak here. As you know, I have had the opportunity to also meet entrepreneurs who applied for National Startup Awards earlier. And I've always been amazed meeting these young minds who are making a structural evolution to what India is becoming, where a new wave of entrepreneurship, growth, and transformation is sweeping around ourselves. So thank you for having me here and good to see all of you. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Ritesh. And you've been one of the very early young entrepreneurs of the country. And with that, the first question that comes to your mind is OYO today is a technology-led company. How does OYO solve the problems of its community, like hotel owners or the users and the guests and others, through technology and innovation?
So, Ipsita, I think I will share this both from our perspective as OYO, but also also from the perspective of a new entrepreneur, right? And how this can help them. So, starting a new business, you will always have at least two stakeholders that you're arranging around yourself, right? You would have a customer, and maybe you would have a vendor or a partner or an enabler around yourself who's also helping you become successful in the business opportunity. So, in that context, I believe that at OYO, from the day one, we are focused on saying that what's our value proposition to our small hotel and homeowners? We call them as our patrons. And on the other hand, to our customers. The biggest leverage in the new world we live in for improved customer experience and better proposition is usage of technology and innovation around ourselves. So at OYO, when we started our business, on one side, we had these small hotel and homeowners, whom we call as patrons, who had small businesses, received all their business offline, received very little amount of revenue in itself. And whatever revenue they received at very high price points. Their ability to make sure that they can get the best returns were lesser. One of the things that I did, and I also encourage other co-entrepreneurs to also do, and I'm assuming a lot of people joining us today will be applying for the National Startup Awards as well, is to make sure that you spend time with your customers and your ecosystem directly and personally. So for 3 months, every day I would wake up and stay with one of the hotel owners or homeowners consistently and learn from their challenges and experiences. So I realized that getting digital demand, increasing revenue, improving content, and dynamic pricing are 4 or 5 challenges that were very consistent with our hotel owners. Now, if I had done this manually, the ability to scale would have been lesser and ability to provide consistent experience would have been lesser. That is what inspired me to build OYO OS, and our teams built along with us, which is OYO OS. This is our flagship product that we give to our new hotel and homeowners that join us. This uses advanced AI and machine learning efforts in order to bring dynamic pricing for our hotel owners. We have OYO 360, which allows our owners to be able to sign up online. Earlier, we had to go manually to every hotel to sign them up. Now owners can come directly online to use the Oyo OS. And then some owners wanted to be able to manage their premises better. So everything from check-in, check-out, in-hotel food ordering were automated with the Oyo OS. And then, of course, some of our hotel owners wanted to get more revenue. So we built an intelligent system where owners could subscribe to Power Play, Discover, and various products to increase revenue. So, insight will always come when the entrepreneur meets their ecosystem directly. And those insights translated by technology helps create scalable outcomes. That's the learning I have had by creating technology for our owners. Similarly, if I talk about technology for our consumers had simple problems, right? Being able to even reserve a hotel used to be like an ordeal, right? People used to talk to their friends, relatives, they used to recommend one of the hotels. When they give a price, I remember back in the day, people used to have, the tariff boards, you may remember, right? Tariff boards, where they say 4,000 rupees the price, and then you negotiate and the price becomes 2,000 rupees. We felt we want to bring radical transparency in pricing. So we said we started with 999. Now we of course have between 1,000 to 2,500 rupees. So we said transparent pricing, no negotiation required, easy availability of accommodation, and we will have 100% exclusivity of inventory. That is, the rooms will only be available through us, which will ensure that we will have better quality of customer experience. And we built virality on top by referral, rich content, and similar. And of course, if anything went wrong, real-time support to be able to resolve issues. That allowed Oyo to become the third most downloaded travel app in the world. And within this, using COVID can be seen as a challenge, can be seen as an opportunity. We used COVID as a time to launch sanitize stays, sanitize before your eyes, and others. So big takeaway from my perspective for entrepreneurs is spend time, meet your customers and vendors regularly, and then once you are able to get the impact from it, use technology to be able to scale it, and translate those insights into real life. So that's how Oyo uses some of the technology products around ourselves, and enables better lifestyles for our patrons. And I hope all the other applicants for NSA this year will use it as well.
So, in a nutshell, Ritesh, it seems that technology, you've used very disruptive technology in a sector which is very human focused and which caters to experiences which are provided by humans, and it is very experienced focused as well. Also, like in today's new world, how has Oyo set up teams when we talk about culture, human resources, and everything? How has Oyo set up teams and culture in the organization and in its journey of becoming a global business?
Ipsita, I think that's a great question. I will break my answer into two parts. The first one is, while we have used significant amount of technologies, which ranges from using data science, AI, ML for the efforts on pricing, GPT-3 for writing content or enabling our users to write reviews. Similar efforts, have also gone in making sure that the real human experiences also improve, because reality of life is, in the new world we live in, while customers love easy booking, check-in, etc., but they still like the good old world hospitality, right? A clean room, when you call for service, somebody comes and helps you. And that is where we are proud that globally we have 157,000 small hotels and homes which have joined our network. They're all entrepreneurs who are building their successful businesses on the back of us. You will see in India alone, we have 900 hotel owners who are running multiple hotels and growing around ourselves as a part of our 157,000 hotels and homes. So I think they are our true partners for enabling good old world hospitality. And without them, Oyo would not be where it is today. But with that context, teams and talent and culture, in my view, our companies, which are digital companies, one of our biggest IP is our talent, right? Because if we don't have talent creating substantial amount of impact, we will not be able to innovate as quickly, which creates some of the biggest value. So in this context, Oyo has consistently, if you see historically, at the senior leadership and at across levels, been a company that has been an attractor and retainer of top talent, which I believe that for any entrepreneur will be a opportunity as well as a challenge, as it was for us also. So back in the day when I was starting our company, getting our first colleague to join me was the hardest. But once I was able to attract one good quality talent, being able to make sure that we can get other talent to come join us was relatively easier. So often I get this question saying, how did you build teams and what should I replicate? First off, Oyo's journey is also a work in progress. But the suggestion I would have is, first, don't wait to start your business until your colleagues or co-founder you have found. Because if you don't do something, then others will not find a reason to come join you. They can then do it by themselves or join someone else. To join you, they need to see that you are special and you're able to make a difference yourself. Without needing them coming will only multiply your speed of execution. Second, there is no shortcut. You will have to meet hundreds of people. I personally used to wrote hundreds or thousands of cold emails, messages, etc. Few people responded and few people met. So being able to do it the hard way is the only way. But I was lucky to recruit and bring in partners like Abhinav, Anuj, and various senior talent that we have gotten who have been great partners in building the business so far in the early days. You will see Oyo's top leadership management has sustained and stayed together even in the time of pandemic. One of the best retention in the senior leadership that we are very thankful for. The second bit is among the teams. In among the teams, I have seen solving good problems, feeling that one can make a difference, that they can come and make a difference, which can change the company entirely, is what I have seen inspires a lot of our colleagues to come join us. And that Oyo has always brought big opportunity for our colleagues. That's why we were best place to work for many years. Then COVID happened. And COVID, as you know, was a very challenging time for the travel industry, including for Oyo. At Oyo, unfortunately, when COVID happened, like many other travel businesses, we had to also pursue organization restructuring. Probably the toughest time that I have had personally and professionally in my entire career. But of course, I think there was no good choice. There were very bad choice and there were just bad choice. So we tried to make sure that whatever we got, how do we make sure that we do the best out of it? So we ensured 100% of our Oyopreneurs, including the ones impacted, got ownership in Oyo, and they will be a part of wealth creation in the company in the future. We moved to hybrid workspaces. We moved to 4-day work weeks in times like Wave 2, when people were suffering a lot with their, the challenges and the times that they could spend. So people could effectively see that Oyo was making a everyday difference in their life. It's not just words, it's making a positive difference in their everyday lives. Especially, I think in COVID wave 2, I think we were able to truly partner our colleagues, and our colleagues were able to partner other colleagues in order to make an impact. And today I'm happy to say that Oyo has been recruiting quite aggressively for the last few months, and close to half of our talent are ex-Oyopreneurs coming back and joining us. And the last but not the least, something that I'm very passionate about, two things that I would encourage entrepreneurs to do. One, spread your wealth. Give ownership to every employee. Make sure every employee feels like an owner. In our country, for far too long, employees just feel like employees and not like owners. There is a difference between ownership and owner. We have to make sure our team members should feel more like an owner than just ownership. That's one. And second suggestion I have is making sure that parental, maternity, paternity, a lot of these policies be very, very flexible or market leading in. It doesn't make a huge difference from your productivity, but it makes a huge difference for the talent that you can bring in and just the comfort talent can get when they come work with you. So these are just two suggestions that I have with the impact that you can create.
So that's a great achievement, Ritesh. And as it is said these days that you keep your employees happy, your customers would anyway be happy. So that's amazing from Oyo's front that the employees from specifically from the retention part and with the COVID impacting the hospitality sector so much, you've managed to handle, and the entire organization has managed to handle it so well. So what is the way ahead for Oyo from now on, and what is the vision for this decade? Since it has already reached leaps and bounds, what is the vision ahead? We are interested in that.
Yeah, so I think in my view, first off, thank you for the kind words, but there is a lot more for us to do. We are very conscious of that reality. I think the first perspective is we believe we need to continue improving. Lot of customer, tens of crores of customers and lakhs of hotel and homeowners have put their trust on us. We are very cognizant of that. We need to continue improving. So our owner based satisfaction in the last 2 years have improved by almost 2.5 times, because we have given them pricing flexibility. We have made payouts from monthly to daily. We have enabled them to get visibility of what they need to do to improve customer experience. And similarly, on the customer side, we have improved our quality by means of making sure that we increase the requirement for a hotel to join our platform or to stay on our platform. If a customer has a request or a support required, we resolve 100% of the issues in minutes rather than saying that we will call you back. These kind of structural changes are one big change that I'm focused on, that is keep getting better at what we do, because a lot of people have trusted us. Naturally, if we continue taking benefit of the trust, our company will continue to get even more scale, and more customers and hotel and homeowners will join us. Third, I see technology and brand as two of our biggest investments in the future. In technology, we have been making rapid releases like Oyo Discover, Koyo's new version, Growth Hub, and various other tools around ourselves. We will soon be launching a few exciting features. There is a new version coming up on Wizard, which is our loyalty program. Similarly, a lot of new products are coming that I'm very excited about. Similarly, on brand and marketing, a lot of you may have seen our recent ad of Asi Reach Guy or Kalki or the golf ad. I hope you liked it. So I think being able to tell our story as people start traveling again will be the second big focus. Third, rural markets. It's not, one of the things that's become mainstream yet, so it's very early days. However, our company has recently started investing in the rural markets, inspired by Honorable Prime Minister's goal of saying that Dekho Apna Desh with agri-farm tourism as a big opportunity. So in this, we started with Kevadia, which is in Gujarat near the Statue of Unity. If you have not traveled there, I highly recommend you to travel to Kevadia or Ekta Nagar. This is a unique place. This is where Sardarji's statue is also there. We have 10 plus homestays, which are rural homestays, villagers, farmers' houses, and there are homeowners there who are enjoying 50,000 to 1 lakh rupee of income per month, because people, consumers from Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Surat, everyone want to try and pursue these experiences. We have recently launched these homes in Pahalgam as well, and we are soon launching in Kukarnag, Udhampur, Doda, and other places in Jammu. So our perspective is rural tourism is a third big place we'll invest in. So I'd say technology, brand, improving our service for customer and owners, and expansion in rural tourism, which albeit early is an interesting opportunity. So these are how we are thinking about it.
That's very interesting, Ritesh. So, as you spoke about the last point of rural tourism, you informed how is Oyo working towards enabling this. We would want to know your kind words on what significance does rural India play in the entire travel and tourism ecosystem, and some probably tips that other entrepreneurs in this sector can use specifically for the rural India and rural travel. So,
So look, entrepreneurs are people who get excited by tough problems, right? Entrepreneurs don't like to solve easy problems, because if it was easy, somebody else would have done it. Yeah, if it is tough, that's where an entrepreneur is required, so that she or he can make a real positive difference in the world of entrepreneurship. Now, within this, Indian agriculture and the rural market provide a huge opportunity of solving problems and making a positive difference to our nation. Large part of our country's population remain agrarian. Bringing technology, bringing innovation to them can make a huge difference. And this is where Oyo got also inspired by Honorable Prime Minister's goal of saying that how can startups make a positive difference in this world. In this, while I mentioned about some of the things that we have done in homestays, I would like to share that the opportunities to make effort in the rural markets in India is endless, because because of the rapid digitization and internet penetration, everyone in the rural economies have access, or large part of Indian nation has access to internet, 4G internet, access of digital, and so on. So suddenly somebody like Oyo can go and create accommodation as an opportunity. Somebody can go and create supply chain support as an opportunity. Somebody can go in and create content creation for training other farmers as an opportunity. Somebody can go and create decentralized entertainment as an opportunity. So it's almost like replicating everything that happens in urban cities, especially in the digital world. Replicating that in the rural economy holds significant opportunity. The only suggestion I'd have for you is, please, if you are in an urban tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 city, please go to rural India and meet these customers, meet these farmers, people involved in the communities there. And if you meet them, you'll be surprised how many solutions you can bring for them. That's my very simple suggestion.
You've given a lot of ideas for the budding entrepreneurs here that they can do in the rural India. Also, as you mentioned earlier about the pandemic impacting the travel and tourism sector, and you said that we can take it either as an opportunity or as something which has impacted it so much negatively. What are some of the key pandemic induced travel trends changing the face of tourism and hospitality? Like we've seen workations coming up, staycations coming up, solo travel has exponentially increased. And how are these key changes in the trends impacting the sector?
Yeah, Ipsita, look, I don't think that any industry will be the same as that of pre-pandemic, but there will be some change everywhere. But travel to tourism industry will have significant change. It will be bigger than earlier, but it will be different, is my view. So the COVID pandemic, provided, while significant challenges to the travel industry, there is no taking away that. It also provided opportunity in technology creation, community building, and also in some form a new reason to travel. So I will talk about each one of them. Let me start with technology. So in technology, what we saw is earlier our customers, when they need support, they used to call us. We moved rapidly towards chatbot. Now 85% of our customers engage with us using chatbot, and 75% of our patrons are hotel owners. Because nobody likes being on a telephone call. If anybody can resolve their query automatically by using their phone, they would rather do that. So that was one. And then I mentioned about GPT-3, use of AI, and so on. Second thing that came out is community. Earlier, like I mentioned, we used to go to the hotels and sign. But when COVID happened and restrictions were there, we could not go to the hotels. We did not have boots on the ground. What we saw, communities stood up. Some of our hotel owners said that we will go and add other hotels for you. So we launched our Sathi model, where one owner can go and sell our software to another owner. Or we launched our OYO 360 model, where merchants can come and self sign up by themselves. Or, for instance, focus on brand and hygiene, because now people are much more safe or conscious about their healthcare, safety, and so on. And OYO's experiences enable that. Staycations, as you mentioned, OYO in its homestays has rapidly grown its staycation business because of the workspace, not requirement, because a lot of people have work from home. They're moving to rural locations or leisure locations and starting to work from there. Or, for instance, whether there is requirement even in tough times, like that of if there is COVID and healthcare requirement, we became extended hospitals for people. And last but not the least, ability to create solo travel. People were just so bored sitting at home that they wanted to just get away. Similarly, in every industry, COVID is for new entrepreneur, it's a boon, because now the industries are rapidly changing. And because the industries are changing, you can start with the changed format rather than having to unlearn and learn again. So I'm very excited, and I hope a lot of new entrepreneurs who started during COVID time or are starting now will create big successful company by taking advantage of these trend changes.
Yes, as you mentioned, agility, a business has to be agile in this new world that we are living in. And of course, if someone is starting up new, it's always better because they know the current trends and there's not an already set pattern which has to be followed. Also, since you've been a part of the jury for the National Startup Awards for the past 2 years, how has your experience been, and what would be your 2 cents for the startups applying this year?
So first off, I have had the big honor of being in the jury of National Startup Awards for 2 years, meeting fantastic entrepreneurs in the travel and tourism space. One thing I want to explain is the difference between the last 2 years is last year there was a structural shift in startups which were significantly using communities around themselves, like that of one of the companies that we met, which was helping provide technology for a community of hotel owners which were completely offline. and enabling them to go online. Another company was enabling technology for foreigners, application and registration, because they have that's a requirement in a bunch of cities. A lot of these places I saw community building or just preparation for the new world, which is workation and so on. So there was just this tinge of COVID response that you can see in all these entrepreneurs. And naturally, every year, the entrepreneurs got brighter, stronger, smarter. So I'm confident that this year we will see even more stronger, smarter, and brighter entrepreneurs. Within this, some of the startups that I want to call out, which I were fascinated by. The first edition, there was Fresh Rooms, which was first smart toilet company in India, and similarly Highway Delight. And last year there was Simple Hotel, Will Hotel, which was the rural homestay online booking company, and UrCello. UrCello was, of course, fascinating company. I was inspired by their pursuit of saying that they took one segment and they just dominate that segment in terms of making a positive difference for the community. Everybody won in that process. So my suggestion would be, one, see all these companies. They should be an inspiration for saying that what kind of businesses you create. And second, while you focus on technology, innovation, community with companies like Fresh Rooms, Highway Delight, Simple Hotel, Will Hotel, and UrCello as examples, one suggestion I want to tell you also is that in Indian cultural context, which is seeing new towns and locations in our country and understanding the history, there are more opportunities. So if there are entrepreneurs in cultural heritage perspective also, I would be fascinated to learn from in the upcoming years.
Thank you, Ritesh. And we have two of those founders, founder of Highway Delight and founder of UrCello, joining us after your session today. But before we go, the last question, it's a very interesting question that we've received from the audience. It's like it gets the crux of the entire industry and it says, are there any specific points an entrepreneur should keep in mind while trying to break into the hospitality industry?
So I think that's a great question, and I hope that it will be valuable for some of our entrepreneurs listening today. I think first off, in hospitality industry, I feel naivety helped me, because once you know a lot, there are just so many challenges that you may feel concerned about entering this industry. So I recommend that being naive is actually maybe a good thing. So you should learn mostly from your consumers and merchants rather than just people who have been pursuing. Not to say don't learn from them, but I'm saying you need to get both, because there is one industry which is highly organized upmarket industry in India, and then there is a very big industry which is unorganized. Making a difference to that communities is where the big value lies, and also learning needs to come from directly from the field. The second thing that I would say is making sure that usage of data is unparalleled. There is just so much data we get in the hotel business. If you are able to take advantage of it, you can give better experience, better choice, and better outcome for your customers. And last but not the least, when you do all of the data and technology, don't forget that at the end of the day, hotel business is still about good old world hospitality, giving a good room, ensuring that a service is provided on time, washrooms are clean. In case there is a toiletry, the toiletry inspires the consumer to say that next time I travel, they should have a feeling that they will enjoy it. So there's a lot of art in it beyond just science. So these are three things that I would say for a new entrepreneur wanting to break in the hospitality industry.
Thank you so much, Ritesh. This has been a great session. And this has been a really interesting session. And I'm sure that all the travel, tourism, and hospitality ecosystem stakeholders would have gained deep insights from your words. Also, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude and would like to thank you for being a part of the jury for the past 2 years, Ritesh. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ipsita.
Now, going forward, next I would like to invite Mr. Rajesh Ji from Highway Delight, who was the winner in the travel sector for NSA 2020, to share his views on the topic of the session today, building communities, curating experiences through products, and to share his experience of NSA 2020.
Hi, good afternoon, Akshita. I hope you can hear me. Uh,
Rajesh.
yeah. Yeah, thank you for having me here. So it's been really honor and privilege to won the first ever National Startup Award for the travel and tourism category, and really that has helped us to build our brand, as well as also helped us to forge big tie-ups, be it with ecosystem stakeholders, government stakeholders, and other community part. And with respect to the journey post NSA, of course, I mean, as we know that we entered the COVID, lockdown period, and it really helped us to, give time to ourselves, our tech team, to figure out what changes we can do to ensure that we can all adjust to the new reality of the travel industry. And therefore we have worked internally to come out with certain features on the highways, as Ritesh also mentioned, that safety and hygiene are one of the very important parameters for the travel in the future. So we worked on that particular aspect, wherein we identified the facility scoring of the pit stop owners. We also verified the safety features which are offered by these pit stop owners for the highway travelers and things like that. So it has been a great journey post NSA for us, and we are still looking forward to the new reality, and keep building for the customers and for the merchants and the overall ecosystem stakeholders around it. So as Highway Delight, we are not just about highway travel, because we are actually connecting lot many dots when it comes to highway travel. So we are connecting all the highway wayside amenities with the commuters. Plus, we are also, in a way, trying to build a layer where we can even help customers before they start their journey to plan it, and take it to the execution till they reach the destination, right? So it's not just on the go, but also before what a customer can do. And as a part of that, we have also introduced a lot of other related products to highway travel, which are have a slight overlap into mobility space. So we are exploring the common synergies between highway travel and mobility, and try to create a unique experience to the customers end to end on that segment. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Rajesh. And I'm sure, like, your startup, as Ritesh also mentioned, Highway Delight, it's doing great and has gotten such innovation in this entire sector. And NSA has given some sort of a branding hinge to you and the startup itself. So with that, you were the first of the travel sector winner, and there was just one winner in NSA 2020 from the travel sector, and it was you. So it feels great to have you here. Thank you so much for your kind inputs. And now I would like to invite Mr. Ravi Kumar from UrCello, who was the winner of NSA 2021 in the travel sector. Hello, Mr. Ravi. Would like to know your views on the topic for today and also on your NSA experience. Over to you.
Thank you, Ipsita. Thank you for having me, and we are really honored. Any recognition, especially if it comes from the government, it really means a lot. It validates that the mission that we are working for, which is making life simpler for our soldier, is a worthwhile mission to work toward. So definitely, I would like to thank the entire jury member, including Ritesh, and thank you, Ritesh, for your kind words. I would also like to thank Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Minister Piyush Goyal ji, all the members from DPIIT and Startup India team. So, what UrCello is all about, I will just touch upon it because we serve a very niche community, and since we are talking about community here, so I'll touch upon that part. So, I come from a defense background, and I still remember that for us, it's very challenging to get a confirmed ticket at the last moment, and most of the leaves get approved at the last moment in defense. So, I still remember once we were traveling from Jhansi to Danapur Cant, where my dad was posted. We had to change train in between at Varanasi. So we used to travel with a lot of luggages, and it was a big challenge when you are traveling, especially on an unconfirmed ticket. So when I grew up, when I joined Army Institute of Technology, the same challenge I had to face again because we had to travel after every semester to back to home, and it's very challenging to get a confirmed ticket. So we used to travel in the army compartment which are nothing but the general compartment. So I realized this problem, and after graduation, what I found that we have a 2.8 million strong armed forces, and they definitely deserve a seat, confirmed seat, a respect, which they deserve because they are serving our nation. And also, we have 4 million veterans in our country. A total 40,000 people every day from the armed forces background are traveling in railways. At the same time, what I saw that uh, almost the similar number of flight tickets are going vacant. And this was the time when the Kingfisher debacle happened. And then we thought if we can request airline to lower their fare to AC3 and AC2 tier, and if we can give it to the armed forces who are eventually being compulsory, they have to travel by railways. So eventually they are end up traveling in railways. So on the one side, the aviation will get a new class of customer, and on the other side, the customers, the members of the armed forces, they will get a comfortable mode to travel back home. And this is the problem that we picked, and we started solving it. And so far, over 4 million armed forces people have traveled with us. And first, we introduced the defense and the armed forces fare, and now it's kind of widely accepted by most of the OTAs. Although we don't treat our customer as customers, but the members of our company. And I would like to take few examples also. For example, when the jet debacle happened, almost 5 crore worth of money withheld by the jet airways of our customer, and we did not take a moment to refund it back to our customer. In fact, we are the only OTAs that refunded the entire money that was with the jet airways to our customer back. Not only that, even after the Pulwama attack, we immediately started refunding our customer. Although during the COVID wave one, we had to face some brunt because of the refund issues, which are mostly held by the airlines for our customer, but we still took it up, and we were the first OTAs who refunded the entire amount back to our customer. And I think it's really a nice gesture of the government that they appreciated this thing, and they selected as one of the winners in year 2021. In fact, the entire award is not to only the UrCello but to the entire armed forces also, because it's their effort. It's we are a community here, and in fact, a few more example I would like to take. So we are not only helping our members in flying back their home, we are also helping our members. So we have the 70% of our workforce that come from the armed forces background. We have over 150 plus army wives who are posted with their husband at the different far flung places working with us. So these are few of the things that we also do as a part of the community. And since we are talking about community, so definitely I would like to take these examples. And lastly, yeah, I would like to again extend my heartfelt thanks to entire team at DP IIT and NSA. Thank you for choosing us. It's really a matter of pride for us. And thank you so much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Ravi. It's wonderful to see how you've integrated two very different segments, defense and tourism, and got them together to solve actually a problem which is very niche in nature. That's there. And with this, thank you so much, Mr. Rajesh and Mr. Ravi,
Thank you.
for being here and being a part of the session. With this, we come to the end of the session today,
Thank you.
and we would
Thank
thank
you
you.
too.
And we'd like to inform all the startups, incubators, and accelerators to apply for NSA 2022. The applications are open till 15th March 2022, and with only 6 days to go. So please, all the best. Please apply. And thank you. Thanks for joining. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Thank you too.